You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes, you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering?
Okay, we're live again. Okay, this time we have cards. Let me get the Snipe Q open. I just finished lunch, literally. I'm making some tea right now, so I will be leaving the desk for a minute. Well, let's see if I can fix this a little bit. Okay. Close your ears. I have to move the microphone. It's going to be noisy. Okay. I hear tea. Pot. I hear the teapot. I hear the other kind of pot as well. Okay. What deck am I going to choose the card of the day from? Hello, Radical. Why aren't you on there? I don't see it. Snipe Q is on. Oh, you put an exclamation point in the wrong place. Exclamation first. Silly dude. I got it backward. There you go. And you did. Which deck would you like? The Dragon Lady is in. Oops. You got it. It's right here, under my left hand. How are you? Are you having a beautiful day? We have the storm Ida, which I got a kick out of because my recently deceased mother, her name was Ida. She passed away in Florida and then came up to New York to be buried. And basically that's what the storm did. Came up to New York and buried New York. Okay, we got an awesome card. This card is so awesome. that the artist herself created a poster the size of an entire wall with just this image that we're looking at. But actually, the mural that she did for the wall was actually bigger. It had the whole tree and all the stuff that's going on underneath it. But the point behind this is a potential gateway. Try to see that. Think of this right now. That's what you really are without your body. Okay? That's what you're more like than, you know. But this here, this is your life right here. Okay? The tree, that's your life right here in this position. In what we call the here and now. Right? You're the tree. Notice the opening. It's through your heart. Why? Because if you want to get anything done, the only route is through the heart. People still poo-poo the power of love. They don't get it. They don't understand that is actually that's the motor that runs us. So we run on love. Without love, we don't have an ability to exist. Love is like the food. It's the water we swim in. It is the water we are composed of. It is love. Love is an energy. It's not just a romantic ideal. Compassion is what holds all of it together, but without the love, there is nothing. Love is your power. Your heart is the portal to bring you through whatever it is you're going through or whatever you want to go through. So you get a card like this, it's letting you know that right now, if there is something you desire, a change or a shift in a situation of any kind, this is the only way to achieve that. So you have to go picture this, whatever it is, you have to picture it through the lens of love, through your heart, and then stand back and watch things transform. If you are having a problem getting to the heart of the matter, that's another story. I can give you an exercise on that. But everything that you want, everything you need, is lifted by spirit. I'm sorry about all the band-aids. Okay, this is us, right? That's our real self. But this is our manifestation. This is what we create. That's our gift of the universe. This temporary space where we're here. But here is a temporary space also. So use it. Now, I'm going to go pour my tea. It must be made. I heard a dingy dingy. Hello, dingy dingy. What did I hear? Thank you for subscribing, my darling. And welcome back, you. I appreciate the support. If we don't have enough light, I just realized that the harsh light is not on. I kind of like it not on, but if you feel it's too dark, then say something. But first I'm going to show you the card of the day, which is chosen from the O.G.A. Now you know how much I love the O.G.A. But it is a tarot, but it's the only tarot that I can use as an oracle deck because it's so unusual. But this is a card that is very consistent with the regular, more familiar O.L.G.A. It is the Rebel. Broken chains. Oh yes. If you want to get something done, sometimes you need the energy of and the fire of the Rebel. The Rebel says, fuck it! I'm getting this done. You can't hold me back anymore. I said I was going to do this. I am going to do it. I am doing it. It is done. That's the energy of the devil. And whether it is to free your heart, as it frequently is, whether it's to step outside what you believe are the acceptable norms, you must be yourself and you must be true to yourself, whatever that is in the moment, because we are constantly changing if we allow it. The universe wants us to keep moving forward, keep changing, becoming bigger and better us's, right? Individuals that are part of the whole, but still here to be individualized. So your expression is absolutely vital to the whole. Do something with it. Choose. And don't think it's got to be anything like big or magnificent. Every single thing that you do serves the purpose of the whole. You're part of it, whether you want to be or not. Even if you got to a point of, I'm rebelling, I'm not going to be part of the whole, guess what? Even that point of view is part of the whole. We have to go through all different things here, but we don't have to personally go all through everything here. Other people are also going through things. They are also our eyes. They're also the eyes of all. Getting the picture? I think that this is one of the reasons why the internet, the visual media has been so successful in propagating itself. We are image oriented, and even if you are born blind, your hands will create its own form of images for your brain to work with. We need these things, these constructs, if we want to attract anything. The universe doesn't work with words, it works with pictures, it works with images, it works with feelings about these images and pictures. So to have very clear ideas, images of what we need, that's important. So I'm going to give you, as a matter of fact, a meditation right now. One of the things that we used to do on Intuitive especially, we did a lot of very quick meditations. The point being that usually when we most need clarity, when we most need our calm, is when we're in the middle of crap and we can't stop to just sit down and go, no, that takes practice. But in everyday, moment-to-moment reality, we have to be able to get a grip, right? So I'm going to give you something right now. First thing, always breathe. You must breathe. Why is it so necessary to start to calm ourselves down through our breathing? Because when we get tense, our bodies tense up and take in less oxygen. When we take in less oxygen, literally every cell in our body is deprived of oxygen. It needs oxygen to live. Therefore, when it's low on oxygen, your body is going into, I'm dying, panic mode. It's not even a conscious thing. All of your cells are going, breathe, please breathe. But the brain is racing, the pulse is racing, we're getting all freaked out about something, our bodies are tensing up. This can happen, and it happens to me, just watching a dramatic or adventure moment in a movie. During our own entertainment, our bodies are going into a mode of, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm about to die. Oh my God. It's not a good place to be when you need clarity and to be calm, right? So what you're going to do is start with breathing. No, you don't have to make a big deal of it so anybody notices in case you are just too shy about self-preservation. Don't worry about it. What you're going to do though is breathe through your nose in and then out through your mouth. Nobody's really going to be staring at you long enough to even notice they're doing that, even if you're on stage. But you're going to, the first few breaths are going to be a little ragged, so you're going to try and slow it down. All right? Especially if no one's watching. Inhale to the count of 3, exhale to the count of 3, inhale to the count of 3. Hold your breath to the count of 3 and exhale to the count of 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3. Inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale. Within a few breaths, you will be much calmer right there. All right? So if you can just remember to breathe, that's a good start. The next thing I want you to think of is everybody has a fantasy life of one kind or another. So I'm going to ask you to call upon your fantasy life and come up with a, when I go like this, I want you to think instantly of a place or situation where you feel calm. All right? Where do you feel calm? On a beach? Locked in your room, hiding away from the world, in the woods, and a boat in the middle of the ocean? Where is your spot of, I could be here right now. I have lots of them, okay? You need to have lots of them. For example, one of my little happy places that's real quick to get to is a coffee shop. An imaginary coffee shop. I go into this coffee shop, I see a perfect table, I sit down, I am served a cup of coffee. And I sit there and I calmly take my cup and I bring it to my mouth and I close my eyes and I sip this coffee. In that moment, you have regained control. It doesn't need to be any kind of elaborate thing. You just want a real quick fantasy. You plop your ass on a beach, the water is warm and lapping up near your feet, the sun is shining down, your eyes are closed, everything is warm, you hear the ocean. And there you are. It doesn't take long to get a grip. So practice doing that. Get a grip so you can think better, make better decisions, and just look smarter among all of your friends. And now, let's go on with the list. List me. Trust your vibes for, I guess, we just happen to have that wonderful deck sitting right there. Anybody who would like a card, please get on this by typing exclamation point and the word join. And if you already know which deck you want, then also you can write that down. Thank you, Meg, for joining the list and also setting an example. Just your vibes. Now, as if all three of you chose decks that are at my right hand. It doesn't mean anything other than, so it's just some of my favorite decks. Of course, all of them are favorites or they wouldn't even be on my desk. Now, I did get more than 7 hours sleep. I have an annoying headache that does not want to completely go away. I'm working on that myself. Hit the deck. Knock on it. Actually, that is funny you should say that. For people who are interested in when they feel like they need to, okay, I gotta use it, purify their decks. When you need to purify your decks, remember they are paper. You cannot wash them, you cannot scrub them, you can sprinkle salt on them, you can wrap them up in a silk napkin and hide them away for a month. You can set them out under the 3 days of the full moon, or even 1 day. No water, please, and don't let it touch a window, because if you have it on a windowsill and windowsill sweats, you destroy your deck. I'm only telling you this because some people feel the need, but I find that when I feel like a deck is just not reading right, this is really easy. You just hold it in one hand, and with the other hand you go, and imagine all the extra vibes getting knocked out the back like dust. It's energy, okay? It's in your head, but you see energy and feel energy differently. Pay attention. Even though sometimes these little things that we do seem like, why did we just do that? What made me do that? Actually, you just don't see why it makes sense. Just do it. It does. And well, it'll never be anything extreme or dangerous, okay? It doesn't work that way. They're very simple little things we do. Well, O.L.G.A, interesting. Now, I do not know your religious beliefs, but apparently you have an issue right now that is too big for you, and you can't do anything about it, or you can only have a very limited effect on it at the moment. So what you are being asked to do, believe it or not, is pray. Now, even if that's not something you normally do, praying is basically handing over whatever is in your heart, whatever is heavy on your mind. Please take this. I'm giving it to you. I don't know what to do. Inspire me. I await your word. But in the meantime, and give it to the universe. However you see prayer, you can talk to angels, you can talk to Jesus, you can talk to gods, goddesses, pick your whatever. Whatever you connect with emotionally, that's all. You're being asked to let it go. Give it up. It's not within your control. Easy one. But some people have a problem with that. So, yeah. I say prayer is when you're doing the talking, meditation is when you're doing the listening. Both are essential to finding balance in a given moment. So Orion wants native spirit. I also have that right here. No. You know how to avoid that visit. Yeah, I've been there. I'm glad the last time that happened, it was from motion sickness. Oh, let Meg go first? Okay. All right, Meg. Hold on. Okay. Well, his box is right there. Hold on, let me see it. We have the wisdom of the hidden realms. Also, right there, at my hands. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support and your friendship and your trust. I will always try to be worthy of that. We know it is hard to find people that we can trust. But they exist. Cannot let people who go Looney Tunes in our lives disrupt our faith in humanity. Even though we see a lot of insanity going on right now, basically fascism, we live as above. Oh, Nick. Oh, my dear. This doesn't seem like your card. I will show you. I'm leaving the deck out though. You don't seem to have some, well, okay. It's possible that you have been self-sabotaging in some way. But I don't see you as being a person who suffers from poverty consciousness. I mean, you did not grow up poor, did you? Lacking, in basic needs like food, shelter. That's usually what when people have suffered a great deal of loss financially, that's often what this is about. Even though self-sabotage, you mentioned that once before. So we all, when we are young, especially, it's not an intentional self-sabotage unless it's relationships. But everything when you're young, you're still learning about relationships and people in general. So it's really hard for me. I mean, I know when I was about your age, I know when I was about your age, that was something that would come up now and then, like, wow, did I sabotage myself with that? Really, do I need to do this? And then at the time it felt like that, but then when I looked back, it was like, no, actually, it wasn't the easiest decision I made, but that was the best thing in the long run. Well, this does look like this could be your card. I know it has recently been mine. This is a card for people who have been through a rough time. Usually a card that symbolizes that one has been through loss, but has successfully begun rebuilding themselves and their lives. The Phoenix is resilience, resurrection, surrender to change. That's the most important part of the Phoenix. Once we've been through the shit, it's like, all right. But the idea of the Phoenix is that it burns away old imagery, old ideas, things that, like fairy tales of youth. When we have to learn gradually that these fairy tales are just fairy tales, that they were just supposed to be like object lessons, and then you move on, So I don't think you have a problem with that. I think you are right now. You are changing your life. You're making important decisions about your future. But basically, it's like no matter what you do, you're going to rise again. Or if you have chosen your path, then you have risen. So I hope, now this would suggest that right now you are feeling hopeful. I mean, this is an uprising card. It's like you've been through the night of darkness or dark night of the soul, if it's that extreme. You've been through it and you're coming out the other side. So if you don't feel like you're coming out the other side, then this is not your card. I'm looking at the chat. It's possible. I know you have enough points to request a different deck if you want. Or you can examine yourself and make sure you're not doing anything. You may as well use them. It costs more to buy one for yourself than it does for others. Jet Wilson was clever with that. So you want to try a different deck? You want the same deck or a different deck? You have the option. 3,000 is not so bad. I thought it was 5. Oh, you want a meditation. Well, by the time we're done with this, I will probably be less indisposed. But didn't I hear the 420 alarm go off? You could ask for that any time. Clever girl. Are you in the pose? Oh, good. I knew I wasn't hearing things. Okay. In the pose, in the house. I already know you're not going to choose that card. You might choose that one. Interesting. It's going to be up to those two. Alright, what we do with this is you get 3 choices. You tell me which one you want. Because they're, lengthy. I'll show you in the order that they came up. And this one was like, no, I don't think you're going to ask for this one, but I will show you all of them, of course. It's a more advanced one. This one is the very first one. And this is a third of the way. Now this is the kind of art you can do in that tool you sent me. So think of that. So I'm guessing you're probably going to go with number 1, but if it's not 1, it'll be 10. I doubt it'll be 39. But which one would you like? Number 1. Excellente. Everybody, we're going to do a meditation that everybody can do. Okay. Now, because we're not in the same room, and I can't hand you the card to hold or lay on your, this is a very active kind of a deck. It asks you to employ all of yourself to get involved with all of yourself. In order to do that, sometimes you have to do meditation like laying down. But it'll say things like this one says, place a hand on the card. Well, you can't. So when I come to that part, I'm just going to say, imagine you're holding this card. Okay? That's why I'm saying that. So we start off by telling you what the card itself, the image, represents. Then we do the meditation. And then after the meditation, I have you open your eyes again, I'm going to give you ideas, inspired reflections, and actions. Whoop. And then journal work. The journal work in this book usually involves 2 aspects, words and drawing, so that you can, because some people work better again with pictures, and it's easier for them to doodle something or just draw something or color something that expresses what we're trying to achieve, whatever that exercise happens to be at the time. So I will hold the card up. I will move this out of my face. Try not to hit it. Okay, well I guess that's not going to work so well either. Alright. I will hold it up. And the soul name is the very first lesson. Unlock the mysteries of your soul. You are about to receive the name of your soul. Your soul name acts as a link between your inner and outer worlds, enabling you to merge authentic wisdom into your everyday experiences and create a life from your heart. You placed your soul name in your heart before you were born. As you explore your inner world and open your heart, you will discover the name of your beautiful essence. You are ready to awaken your heart and know its absolute fullness. You are safe to discover, connect, and receive. All your dreams and desires will be realized with an open heart. Ask for and be open to receiving the name of your soul. It may arrive in a way you don't expect, but when it comes, you will know it is authentic by the way it feels. Liberate your heart and soul. You are worth it. And now the meditation. Discover your soul name. Imagine that you are putting a hand on your card. Become aware of and sense your body. Be conscious of and focused on your breathing. As you breathe in, draw your awareness within. As you breathe out, let go and relax. Be thankful for the ability to breathe and focus on your inner world. Here you can remember who you are, where you came from, and what your passions are. As you sit in bright appreciation, your vibration rises to reveal a shining light. Within this shining light is a being who is offering you a key and pointing to a door in your heart. Take the key and notice a name on the door. If you can't see a name, know it will come to you in the following days. Unlock and step through the door into the fullness of you. Feel at ease, soft and wise. Be immersed in stillness and peace. In this moment, you are in full alignment with your soul. Remember what this feels like. Stay here for as long as you like, at least for 30 seconds. When you feel ready, float out through the door. Notice the name on the door as it may have changed. Lock the door and place your key in your heart. Your key gives you access to your sacred soul space whenever you want. Focus on your breath and let it guide you back to your physical self. Open your eyes and smile. Inspired reflections and actions. Open yourself to receiving the sounds your soul is sending you. If necessary, ask for the communication to be louder or more precise. Ask your mind to be still as you do this. Trust what comes to you. When you find a name or names, try them on to see how they feel. State out loud, my soul name is... It might feel awkward at first, but keep going. You will know when it is right for you by the way you feel. You may feel a rush of energy, a tingling, a revelation, a quiet recognition of knowing. When you are having a natural conversation with yourself, full of insight and profound conclusions, acknowledge that you are having a conversation with your soul. It feels like you because you are vibrating at the same resonance as your soul. So, your journal work for this exercise is for the next 7 consecutive days. Say the name or names you are trying out. Then write down at least 2 qualities about the name that brings a smile to your face and heart. How lovely. So, I would say that by the end of this week, if everybody does that, you'll all have a name that you will use in the future to connect with all that is and your higher guides, as well as your soul. A lot of times when we're kids, we do this. We don't even realize it, but we give ourselves names. I still have a name from childhood. I know that was my name. I'm still that name. It has changed a little bit, but it's still my name. So, and it's kind of like, it's the name that's for yourself. You don't tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody. It's between you and you. If you want to share it, you're free to do that. But that's certainly not, it's about you. Doesn't matter. There's no rules, okay? There's no rules about those that you think. Well, that sounds very much like a soul name. Write that down. Don't lose it. Everything, every sound, all of that has meaning. Because we are, remember, in our natural state, we don't have language. We don't have mouths. We don't have physicality. We have knowledge. Orion, I think you have been eating too much McDonald's. And we know where you're going. That sounds like a weed flavor. All right, Orion. What do I have? The White Buffalo. Interesting card. I don't think it's yours. But if you want, I will read it. Nope, that's not yours. Nope. You got buffaloed. But when that happens, it's coyote. Isn't that weird? Coyote is the mischief one. Coyote has screwed with my head before. A couple times. Offerings. This might be more like it. At first, I think it is time to partake of the peace pipe. Because after all, so, join me, darlings. Oh, and Meg, I got the paper! No. The buffalo, white buffalo is a very different kind of a spiritual card. And it's definitely in a different place where Orion is at the moment. And you're not getting buffaloed. However, if that's what you heard, you need to have a talk with Ansansa and say, hey, this is intuition, isn't it? Tell me. I'm enveloped, but you are going to get the card Orion of Offerings. Oh yes. This, of course, everything in this deck is a spiritual card. There are no non-spiritual ones, but there are different ones, and right now you are not experiencing the white buffalo. So that is not your card, but offerings, yes, you're going to be tasked, I believe. Let me check. Oh, comes before P. Okay, offerings. I hope it was a peace pipe. Uh-huh. Well, he was indisposed. Hope you disposed of whatever you offered. Anyway, this is going to be hard for you to believe, but you chose one of the most spiritual decks, directly spiritual, no misunderstanding, okay? There's no way around it. So I hope you're ready, because it's going to be hard for you to accept this card on some level. The universe is grateful for you. You are a gift to the world. Feel gratitude for everything in your life, even the things that don't seem perfect. Appreciation for everything flows through you in great bounty. Cherish the preciousness of life and everyone and everything around you, and thus you will be cherished. Your native spirit wants you to know every native culture throughout history has made offerings, often on a daily basis. Offerings were made to the sun, the earth, the plants and animals, and to everything in creation. The offerings varied culture to culture, but they were always made with a feeling of extreme appreciation for the bounty of life. Gratitude was a secret to a joy-filled life. True thankfulness can work like modern-day alchemy in your life, yielding happiness and peace beyond imagination. And it's simple. Find what's good and wonderful in every moment. Because it's not that simple on some days, is it? No matter what's happening around you, there's always something to be grateful for. Whatever you appreciate in life will grow, so discover what you're thankful for. Even the people and situations you've found challenging, and watch miracles unfold. The journey. As a suggestion, make an offering to whatever nurtures your soul. If you're nurtured by a particular place in nature, for example, you might consider leaving some fruit at the base of a tree for the animals in that area to give thanks for the beauty that is there. Oh, that was it. I would suggest seeds and nuts more than fruit, but that's up to you. Anyway, I would say parts of that are easier than others, but it is an awesome card. So, get you some birdseed and get out there and start giving it away. Go feed some birds, throw some stuff to the squirrels, watch somebody eat out there. Hey, Mr. Candy Stick, or Sir Candy Stick. I didn't say that seed. You naughty. You're both so naughty. Well, what can we do? The card of the day is, well, that's good. You have seeds of knowledge. But no, I want you to get out there. This is an outdoor thing. It's an offering you're making in gratitude for what you have, the stuff that's good in your life. It is a daily acknowledgement of what is good, not what is sucky, because you can't keep feeding what is sucky, because otherwise that grows. You have to feed what is good. So you need to literally feed it to give yourself a physical focus. Orion, don't boast. Oh, okay. Oh, it was sour candy. I wouldn't be very grateful for that. My father loved those sour candies. He always had sour cherry from England. Oh, it breaks it, does it? That's high stimulation of a different system. Is that what the idea is? Ow. I'm assuming you're typing. I'm looking down at the Kindle where it can easily respond. You see what happened today? Do you know how much stuff I have in my hair? Trying to keep it down. It's like I was winding it like corkscrews. It's like, settle down, damn it. Cut it all off. I am this far away from cutting them off right here. So am I right? Are you telling me about why you ate the sour candy? Just it's to break the cycle, yeah? Or no? Now, I'm working on this headache. That's why I'm gonna fill my bowl is now a 911 bowl. I thought so. Okay. I just walk into a freaking wall. I mean, literally. Because I never see it coming. My glasses, no matter what pair of glasses I have, if I've got the wrong focus, I just walk right into shit. It's time to reload. We have no one on the list. I had all kinds of exercises I wanted to share with you today. Catch up with things. Oh, that's a good one. Sometimes I wake up grumpy. Other times I let him sleep. What old jokes. I always wanted to be somebody, but I see now I should have been more specific. Iron Bear. Well, hi. Says you what? What's the matter? You don't like sour candy? You haven't tried it? to break up an anxiety issue moment, anxious. No wonder my father ate it. My father was a total stress case. That's why he died at 53. He probably needed more of that candy. Less steak. More exercise. No. No. A date? Me? No. This is one of my garbage dresses, actually. I've got the identical dress in gray. You have seen this numerous times, believe it or not, but usually with a scarf. I'm not wearing a scarf. It's too warm. And if you don't like my skinny arms, it's on you. Okay, Iron Bear. I am number 5 now on the rental list for an apartment. I am 5th in line, so go down 5 more apartments, come up. The 5th one is mine. But it could be faster, because when these people in front of me are invited to come for the apartment, if they have already moved or already found a place or died or moved on in other ways, excuse me, I move up faster. So I will do the superstitious crossing of fingers and legs. Although that's what I was taught growing up anyway. The crossing of the leg part. Being a lady wearing a dress. So the list is open. Where have you been, Iron Bear? Have you been on a date lately? Inquiring dragons want to know. Holiday, where did you go? And the Says You, what do you want? I don't have a deck called Says You. You went to Spain? Oh! It's nice and warm there, isn't it, right now? One of the people in my SimCity club is in Madrid, back in school. Natural's whispering again. Okie dokie. Yeah, it's okay. It's not Sweden, but it's alright. What's the matter? Were the people too warm and cozy for you? Too touchy, too feely, too many women pinching your bottom. Yeah, very not like Swedish people. I understand you're more reserved. You people need to loosen up a little. Have conversations with strangers like me. I love this card. Alright, IB. This is so very Athena wisdom. Trust your own understanding. It looks like what it looks, it's it. You're right. You can trust yourself. Not a complicated concept. You gotta trust yourself. And that's the harder part. People don't trust themselves. They second guess themselves all the time because they're so afraid of being wrong. You're gonna be wrong now and then. That's life. That's how you learn. Get over yourself. So how long were you gone? And who did you go with? Did you take your parents? You better say something, because right now I'm answering all of my questions with the yes that's on the screen. Amber, did you stand on your head and show everybody your underwear? Yes. A cute coworker. Oh my God, you're an idiot. You took a coworker? Oh, you fools. No, bad move. Now, what's gonna happen? So, you have a good time? It was okay. Now, Ivy has sworn never to give his heart. But we know he is fine with sharing other body parts, right? Oh, okay. So, okay to vacation with safe. You can have fun, but then it's cool to say goodbye. Does she know that she's not your type? Okay, she already made sure you understand that you're not her type. Well, trust your understanding. That's what the card said. Okay. Oh, well, it's not pure. I take one bottle like this, and I put this much of it in an empty bottle like this, and fill it up with purified water. I cannot do it straight. It's like, whoa, too much acid. It's really bad for your teeth, too, because that lemon flavor does not come from lemon. It comes from citric acid. Oh, there you go, Ivy. Would I get serious with someone? Serious is a heavy word, isn't it? I've been serious. I prefer the laughter. I think laughter is, well, for me, laughter is a big part of a relationship. If we are not doing a lot of laughing together, don't need it. And that doesn't mean like I give up when things are hard. Oh no, I'm there when the shit hits the fan, I'm the one that cleans it up. I'm there. But on the flip side, there better be laughter. And if there isn't, I have to question why I'm cleaning up somebody else's shit. Gotta have laughter. I know I don't want to be with anybody that takes themselves too seriously. Right, Mike? Life is heavy. Life's hard. You know, you have to be able to find the funny. Oh God, right? I can't stand that. I can't stand Pollock's work. I think maybe in all of the shit I've seen of his, there was one or two things I liked. And he used to be able to he used to be a real artist before he decided to go, you know, like, I'm drunk and fuck it, I hate paint, I hate canvas. I'm gonna make this the sky, and I'm gonna make this the plants, and I'm gonna make this. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of the man. or his work. He was a sellout. No, I think he was just basically the person who promoted him was just, infatuated with him and made sure he made money. So he didn't die like every other artist at the time, most artists. I have heard people try to sell me on why he was good. One of those people being my stepfather. Now, he was a docent in 2 different museums. So he knows a lot about art. He still can't talk me into liking Jackson Pollock. And as an artist idiot myself, I look at his shit and I read about him and I go, yeah, I know your game, asshole. I wouldn't have liked you. But that's me. Other people, like that woman was like all about him. How high is that pedestal? You want another foot added? I don't believe in selling out. I don't even know if that's really a correct way to look at anything. Sell out. Well, sell out would be like turning your back on a good cause after being one of the reasons there is a good cause, because you suffered and blah blah blah. Oh, there's burnout too, yeah. I'm burned out of a lot of people who are elevated beyond their talent. Anybody could do his shit. Give me the canvas and the paint, I'll prove it. But I'll make it distinctly mine. Isn't it? And I thought it would make him a more interesting person, but it didn't. Like, do you want to talk about this painting? What do you see in this painting? Well, you can see what they wanted, It's like, how do you feel about it? Don't try to reinterpret it from the artist's standpoint. How do you feel about it? Because the artist didn't do it for him. Well, he did it for himself first, of course, but really, for me, that's like the challenge is can you make money off it? Because that's what it came down to. And artists are hungry people. Who do you think is paying for our supplies? Thanks, Meg, because you saved me this month. But it's true. Vincent van Gogh, his brother supported him. He couldn't make enough money as an artist to support himself and pay for his oil paints and pay for canvas. And like all of us, when we get desperate, when they run out of canvas, they paint on anything they can find. That's why our masterpieces painted on little pieces of wood, or this or that, because it was whatever they could find. Whether it was archival, which was not a consideration. That sounds pretty gross. Variety of browns, yellow, and red. But if you move around enough, you could probably make it look like the Serengeti. It's other people. I mean, look, it's art is something that affects you, or should affect you. And if you're affected by it, if you feel good when you look at it, or whatever, if it draws something from you, where you want to sit there and stare at it, you want to look at it, and it looks different sometimes, from day to day or month to month. That's art. Yeah, it's a very subjective thing. Look, Glenn, he had some good ideas, but he kept going into the realism. And it's like, I understand that, because, you know, it's hard to be a master. You look at the master stuff, and there's the reason they're masters. They really captured, like, oh, I just worship the guys, women who are unknown, mostly unknown, the people who could master fabric, satin, silk, make it look like satin and silk, folded, old, stained, shadowed. I mean, like, I could sit there for hours and study that. That, to me, master. But someone who just imitates, like painting my cat drinking out of a cup of tea, or hyperrealism. A friend of mine went to school at RISD. He took extra courses just so that he could get hyperrealism, and so he did stuff like he did a painting of a windowsill and a dead bee, and another with a dead fly, like, and so yes, it really does look like a fucking fly. If I really wanted a picture of a dead fly, I have a camera, and every summer, opportunity. So there are just things that, to me, I don't have a desire to master those techniques. However, hyperrealism, if you are mastering those techniques, that means you're also going to be able to do awesome other shit, like product design, like my nephew's girlfriend is doing. Exactly. Right. And that's a good point there, Orion. A little gross today, but a good point. Doctor, hello. I'm just sitting here espousing my opinions about artists and art. When I went to the first time my father brought me to the Museum of Modern Art in New York, I got to see some modern art, and even as a child, I realized that this is not really impressive, other than it's fucking huge. It's a whole wall of white with one big blue splash with a 6-inch brush, and that's it. It's like, the art was in building that canvas, let me tell you. To get a stretched canvas that big, that was art. Dipping a brush into paint, putting it like, phew, it may have been a statement. Art? Do I really want that on my wall? It is a wall. Fuck it. Yes, there you go. Orion, that was my point, yes. And you should visit as many art museums as you can. Art museums, history museums. Museums exist for a really good reason. Check them out. After 6 years working in art materials, and being in that environment enabled me to get a different perspective. How it did not by any means train me to recognize great art, you know. It didn't give me a license to espouse on any particular work other than Pollock and things like that. It's like, I do love lots of styles, but that man just irked me. But I guess we all have our little things, you know, and since I like to splash paint around too, and I've made lots of messes, I do call them messes. Everyone, I believe everybody should be free to express themselves artistically as long as they're not harming living things. There's all kinds of wonderful ways to express ourselves. I mean, what do you say when someone takes hundreds of thousands of yards of orange fabric and drapes it all over Central Park? Hello, Baraka. It's an event, it's art, it's there. It's just a different perspective. It gives you a different look, you know? I mean, something out there in nature you don't expect to see. all kinds of weird shit that these gigantic landscape artists, but then they pick up their mess. You can't just walk away and leave it. So there's awesome stuff that we do, and whether it's art or not, it's a subjective opinion. But we should all have the freedom to look inside ourselves and see what can we create, whether it's music or a painting, a new dance movement. Except Dexter Morgan. Who's Dexter Morgan? Oh, is Dexter Morgan all subjected to my opinion? Oh, well, Fox News. Every single thing on Fox except for Chris Wallace and his staff. Okay, anyway. Thank you, Dr. Petra. The card for the room. The Horse King. Assistance and control. We have to master ourselves before we can attempt to master others. Who killed the criminals on plastic. Tender display. Okay. Dr. Yvonne Durat, what astral vibes did I see? Ah, yeah. Okay. Good choice. Of course, Baraka. Oh, they're jumping out. Downtime. Doctor, you've been too moving around, too much moving. Get off the hamster wheel. It's time for you to rest. You got off this weekend? It's a good thing. You got off? What? You need off. You're running on empty. You gotta have some time to refuel. You don't? Well, that's awesome. Why aren't you having time off? Which part is no? I can pull another one from the deck. Well, don't stretch it. Don't try to make a card fit. We're not predicting your future. But then you get a second card that says, take your time. Which is again suggesting that you have been under too much time pressures. So being lazy is a good thing because that's what the cards are saying to do. Take your time. Be lazy. Chill out. I mean, maybe a project you're working on, you've been thinking about it too much and you need to give it a break. But if you have been feeling lazy, then you need to do what it says. Sometimes you have to just go outside of your own rules and chill out. Well, downtime doesn't necessarily mean stop doing everything. Yeah, I would say so. Excuse me. We're getting a lot of, you cannot keep holding your nose to the grindstone. Now, I mean, I'm not saying like if you're working on a project that's really important, a job, you can't just quit it. Of course, I wouldn't suggest that. Oh, yeah, well, there you go. That could be it. Giving something a rest, giving yourself a rest. A couple weeks ago, on a Monday, I found myself unable to get out of bed. I mean, I wasn't crippled. I got out of bed and got tea and went back to bed. Oh, good, good. Yep. Hey, all cycles change. If it's sucky, it's going to get better. If it's great, it's going to get suckier. That is life, okay? It's never static. It's a good thing because your energy will help dictate how severe or how high these cycles will go. They don't have to be like, well, they're all the same. You can have a death in the family, and it doesn't mean that the cycle is going to require another death or to balance it. But you can have a great high after that. Just because you were sad here doesn't mean you can't go right to the top and have an ecstatic moment or a day or a week. Matter of fact, sometimes it's like you have so much energy that's got to go back up, and it's that seesaw. Bam! And you get catapulted right over the wall, and then you have another bad cycle because you're in the hospital with that broken leg. But let's not go there. Where was I? The list. I was at the list. Earth magic for Baraka. No. I am manifesting a nerve-numbing experience in 2 weeks. What did you just say? Did you say trust your vibes? Earth magic. That's what you asked for. Got it. And I need more weed. That's the real problem. No. You leave the tribes alone. They have enough problems. Rainbow blessings came jumping out. So we'll just leave that out. Also, if you can be near the forest, breathe. No, don't be breathing outside right now in your area. I don't think the air is the greatest around you right now, is it? Or are you in a safe zone? My friends cannot leave their house. They're inside with air purifiers. A tsunami. Wake up call. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? Blah, 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 blah. Because there are so many storms in life. That's why there are so many rainbows. Okay, we get this come out first. And we have this. So apparently, I know it's a great one. I also like the other one by Paul Williams, when they're out in the desert. It's not the Rainbow Connection. It's no, I have not seen a remade version. They made another version of the original Muppet movie. I'm not sure, Baraka. I'm trying. A tsunami is a wake-up call. Usually it's a sudden event, a sudden understanding, followed by a rainbow. The thing is, oh, okay. Let's focus on this because it's important. Should this be correct? A wake-up call is just like it can be an understanding. It doesn't have to be an actual disaster or anything like that. A wake-up call is going, oh, like someone kicking you in the foot or the leg, and you go, oh, wait a second. You know what? That's the second time they've kicked me. And then you kick back. And then when you kick back, there's a rainbow. Because you're laughing. Got ya, asshole. However, we already know life is full of little surprises. The reason a tsunami is followed by a rainbow is that means that if something crappy is in the wings, it means it's for your benefit. It means ultimately you're going to go, I wish I had seen this sooner. Suddenly the light turns on. It's an awakening moment. It doesn't mean that you're going to be crying or, you know, damaged or anything. It's more like once upon a time, in a phone call, I caught my stepmother trying to gaslight me. And the light went on, and I slapped back into the past to another incident when she succeeded almost in gaslighting me. And it was like, I felt like someone had dropped a bucket of cold water on me. And I went just like, I didn't even shed a tear. So things like that can happen. So it's not like, well, it can be shocking, it can be devastating on one level, but at the same time it's freeing. It's like suddenly it's an understanding, and suddenly you're free and you don't suffer anymore because of that person. So if that should happen really soon, or just happened, where a sudden understanding freed you, that's the blessing that's hidden in that. You understand what I'm trying to express then? Because when it comes to these kinds of emotional things, it's like a bam. So it's not something that you'd ask for or wish for, but then when it happens, it's like, so that is really the way it is. And then your brain is just like, boom. And the sun shines in. So anything like that should pop up, don't resist it. Let it happen. Just be the observer. That's the blessing is an understanding, right? No, moving right along is a good one, but no. It's the one in the desert, not going out there. It's old friends we've just met. I'm going back there someday, something like that. I'll get there someday. Oh, well, those are aha moments, aren't they? Oops, sorry about that. It is a strange thing. Yes, Orion. I love that song. And Paul Williams is just such a brilliant writer. Our families give us our first lessons. Imagine for a moment that you don't pick out your life specifically. Okay? Imagine for a moment that we are bright light. and we are all together, and we're floating around, we're connected, but we're nebulous. But when it's time, when we want to manifest here, we, instead of sitting around choosing a specific family, what we are doing is choosing certain kinds of things that we want to experience, but mostly what we want to learn, what we want a new perspective we want to check out. And we jump into this swirling black fog of a vortex, and we go whoop, right into the uterus. Congratulations, you're going to be a human. Where you're going to be a human is another story. The thing is that you will go into one that will supply you with the foundation for the lessons and not just lessons. Okay, we're not here like students like you think. We learn, yes. Humans learn lessons. We are having experiences. We are creating for future experiences for ourselves. So it doesn't matter where you're born, actually. It doesn't matter who you are born with, actually. Wherever you are born, you will be supplied with whatever you need to get you into the correct mindset and physical body to give you challenges that you already requested. Because sometimes, actually, frequently, we're playing with our friends. We're playing with them while we're here, and we're playing with them on the flip side without our bodies, going, yeah, you think you're going to recognize me this time? Ah, no, you aren't. Bud Court to Paul Williams from the 70s. Oh. Hold on, I can't see some of this. Right. That sounds like what my sisters did with my mother. Two of my sisters were convinced, every time they spoke with my mother and they had to deal with her dementia, they were convinced that she was overly drugged because they're anti-drug. They're anti-vax. And they were like sure that my mother was being poisoned by her medications. And my youngest sister was taking care of her along with medical people, of course. And my sister was also very anti-vax and anti lots of medications, but she was investigating all of it to see, you know, and I actually went down to Florida to check on everything myself in person, to speak with the doctors, which I did. No, I'm not qualified, and neither were my sisters. I was able to discern, though, if my mother needed the medicines she was on, and that was not the problem with her mental state. Dementia was the problem. My sisters just did not recognize what dementia looks like, did not want to believe that my mother was going downhill like that, but, you know. Okay. So, which one? Right. Yes, they get sneaky about it, right? It's like, now, I don't think my sisters were sneaky about it at all. They were just very direct, and they all made their judgments even without the medical qualifications or experience working with people suffering from dementia. I was a geriatric nurse's aide. I knew right from the start. It was like years before they even called it. I saw the problem coming, and when I went up back to Pennsylvania, I let my sisters know, Mom is in trouble, all right? It has started. And they were all like, no, Mom's fine, there's nothing wrong with Mom. Well, she's getting a little older. It's like, I see the signs, I know what I'm looking at. Mom, the dementia has already started, and we have to be prepared for this. So, which brain itch for you, Orion? Art or people dealing with that? Oh yeah, you understand what it is. You know. You know what it is. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible, but it can't be stopped. And you know the reality. You're welcome. So trust yourself. Trust your judgment here. Once you have dealt with dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, you know you need to stay on top of your stuff. There's more help for Parkinson's right now than any other thing. They're still researching, but there's no cure for anything yet. So it requires great, enormous strength. But remember, again, we have to remind ourselves, it is not an excuse to not care about or for our fellow humans. But we must also recognize and being kind to our own selves. You have to understand you don't control their reality, and you're not here to do that. This is what they're going through as a human, and it is a sad thing because the human is genuinely suffering. The human is not what they take with them, though. We are not human. We are merged with the human. We are incorporated into the human. But human is another life. Human is temporary. Human dies. We don't. At least not for a very long time to come. So, hi, Rich. So we have to say we feel bad. And when we feel bad about watching someone suffer, and we have to try and be there as best we can if we love them, but we can't take responsibility, and we can't make ourselves feel, we shouldn't be making ourselves feel even worse because we can't change their reality. What we can say is, thank you for experiencing this so I don't have to. And you have chosen this path, and you are suffering a specific kind of suffering that I will never do, but thank you for doing it, because I know this is what we want to know more about it. We want to know what it's like to be like this and like that. So thank you for your suffering. Thank you for what you are doing, because you are having an existence that I cannot have. You are unique. Your viewpoint is important to the whole. Namaste. My mother is the first known case of dementia in our family. We have a family that has, well, on my mother's side, a lot of the family makes it over 100 years old without dementia. Apparently my cousin is 101, 104 right now in Tarrytown, New York, and she's still sharp as a tack. Her body's letting her down, but she's still there. And they thought she was going to die like a decade ago. But then her sister got sick and she needed her sister. So she went back. They were twins. And she went back. She came back to life and was there for her sister. So the spirit's amazing. And the body can be is amazing. So respect your body, take care of it as best you can. But it's all temporary. So don't get too attached. So Rich, how was your day? Look at that, it's quarter to the end of the show. It is. And my father's side of the family was the opposite. My father died at 53, and our oldest living relative on that side up until recently was my uncle, who made it to 71. And that was like old, because 69 was the record before him. So, we got very old age on my mother's side, very young age on my father's side. But my father's side they did not take care of themselves. They were tobacco smokers, they ate a lot of beef, highly stressed, super stressed all the time, worked up all the time. What we used to call that type A personalities. What do they call it now, Rich? Insane? Capitalist syndrome? Need for power? Need for control. Control. It's crazy. So we're all awake. After the show, we have some art stuff to continue. Let's take a look. Super join already every single day. Yeah, right. That's ignored. I made the sword shiny. It wasn't so much the shiny I wanted at the moment, although it's fine. I was trying to hold the gold down because we're going to have a lot of water techniques coming up. And I brought it down both ways. It's Excalibur. No, Excalibur is fancier. It's the sword of Michael. So, yeah, it's nice and hard. Alright. It did cool things on the canvas. That's outrageous. Wow. Okay. Look at the lines it drew on its own. See that? Going across that way. That's weird. If you ever have the chance, listen to commentary track the 1981 movie Excalibur. You gotta be kidding, right? I never even saw the movie Excalibur. Why would I listen to the commentary track? You were interested in strange things. I don't know. oh, well, that would make sense then. You love the movie, then it's totally different. I did listen to a movie with, what was it, the editor's cut? I mean, people talking in the background while they're watching it. They were commenting on the movie. But they didn't have enough to tell. It was like, okay, I'm watching a movie, but the sound isn't as good as it could be because they're like listening for these people to add their stuff. Hello, Bleach Blonde. No, you know what? If you don't have a whole lot of interesting stuff to say, why bother? I would have brought a bunch of people in. O.L.G.A. I have it right here, darling. You came in just in time. We're only 15 minutes away from changing the desk over to artsy stuff. Arts and crafts. We have now finished 2 of the 3 collages, and we're getting there on the 3rd. Escaping the city. Me too. I've been having fun. I've been using art to deal with, you know, stress, anxiety, things like that. I always feel better when I'm slinging paint. Here, they use the green. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Well, it sounds like he had more to say. I listened, last time I listened, there was a lot of blank spots. It's like, oh, this is a scene I'd like to know more about, and suddenly nobody's talking. And no one's saying anything about that. Ah, every subject is 2 subjects, darling. Wanted and not wanted. Mr. Gary, you're here in time to get on the list if you want a card. Alright, wanted and unwanted. There's your wanted. I need safe. I need to get out of the water. Oh my god, I'm about to drown. Ah, hallelujah. I'm, Okay, every subject is really 2 subjects. There is that which you desire, sorry about that, and the lack of it. Often, even when you believe you're thinking about something you desire, you're actually thinking about the exact opposite of what you desire. Vereka, as an artist, you totally get that. Right? So what happens? This is one of the most important cards in the deck. Really, we need to always be clear on what it is we are working on. When people have no money, right? Which is often the case. When we don't have money or enough money, or we just feel the need for something and we need money for that, and we think we're using the law of attraction. Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But if we're thinking of it as, I want this, but I can't have it, that's what's really going on emotionally. I want that, but I can't have it because I don't have the money. I want that. You have to actually change what you are looking at as being reality to something that you want to be the reality. So that what you want to be the reality is that you have enough money to get that whatever, or you just have the money. So you have to, at least in your head, start to see the money coming in, or think of it as already a done deal. Money's going to be there. Of course it is. And you have to have that feeling about it. And at first it feels like, no, that's impossible. I know the money's, I don't know where the money is coming from. And I know that panicky feeling, but you have to quell that. You have to calm everything down and go, wait a second, well, how would it feel if I got what I wanted? And that's what you want to tie in with. So you have to imagine the having, not the wanting of it, but the having of it and the joy connected with that. And then your vibe goes up, and then you're actually in the point of attracting that which you desire. Well, if you need to be cleaning but keep building more mess on top, I guess it would depend on what kind of cleaning you're talking about. It has to come to a point where you have to clear the way for new ideas, new energy. And as long as you are building on top of old energy, you're building on top of the dead. So even if the energy is invisible to your eyes, it is affecting your energy, your physical energy. So the more mess that is around, or the more disorder that is around, the more piles we have, because I gotta watch that because I have no furniture. Yeah, well, this is energy, all right? You gotta understand everything's got a form, and there's energy holding that form together, and that energy is being affected by everything next to it. So even dust has its own energy. And if there's too much of that, energy starts getting kind of dull. That's right, Gary is cleaning other people's houses all week. Yeah, so the only way to do that is literally to clear it out. So you have to say, okay, well, the kitchen, for example, it symbolizes your ability to digest your world, your environment, your issues, your own emotions. And if you are having a problem connecting with your own emotion, that might be the best place to start. If you have a problem in the kitchen, clean the kitchen first. When we have a problem moving through the past, letting the past go, that would be the bathrooms. Letting go, flushing things away, washing off dirt, depositing in the toilet, remove from the house. Okay, so when we want the past to go, the bathroom is where we get rid of the past. And when we want to prepare for our own physical health and well-being, we start in the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen is it's the foundation. If you can't digest your food properly, you're not going to get energy. You're not getting truly fed. If you're not getting truly fed, you are not supporting your system. So like a house, without a firm foundation, it's going to crumble. So you need to start with cleaning the kitchen, then move on, do the bathrooms, finish your bookends, and then where are you sleeping? You know, where you sleep, where you lay your head, it needs to be peaceful. You don't want clogged up energy. I don't know which one, because I just mentioned 3 places. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom. Excellent, good, because yes, you need your physical energy to be able to do all the rest of it, so the kitchen's got to be together. Well, you know, we hear the words feng shui. It's just an Asian way of, I guess, Chinese, right? I think it's a Chinese thing, but it's also, it doesn't go all that far back, really. It's not as old as our oldest religions, so it's actually considered something that's a bit more modern. But what it really is all about is observing energy to the best of your ability to observe it. What you cannot observe with your eyes, you must sense with your body. And there are lots of subtle energies. Oh yeah. Hello, Maui. Our lives are directly affected. A matter of fact, inside of us is a house. We dream about our houses. We dream about the house. The house represents ourselves psychologically. So when we have a dream where our house is a wreck, or incomplete, or unfurnished, or overcrowded, and we have dreams that are actually symbolizing issues that we are trying to contend with, Good morning and aloha. I think Gary, you're up next. Anyway, what happened? How did you end up? I saw you go to join. Okay, actually, it's Gary, and then Maui. So yeah, look at what is bothering you. And before we end, I'm going to show you a little trick to finding out exactly what's bothering you, what you need to deal with. Yes, okay. Yes, our inner houses symbolize us. I'm sorry to hear that, Gary. I did not know you were sick. Gary, infinite blessings. Oh my goodness, you're attracting good stuff to you, even if you have been sick. With what? You got vaccinated, right? It wasn't COVID? Oh God, was it? First, let me show you your card. Like the snowflakes, like the stars. Our blessings are infinite, even when we are focused on something that's not what we would consider a blessing. Even during that, even during your illness, you were coughing. That does sound disgusting. But even in sickness, it makes us have to sit back, relax, and rest because we're forced to. It makes us think. Our brain is free to think. Died from... What? Oh my God. First of all, I'm really sorry. But that is, whoa. What were the circumstances? That's extremely concerning. I'm not due until October, and Moderna has not come out with their booster yet. Very scary. Maui, you are next. Which deck would you like? We have to be careful. We have to continue to use... Oh, that does make a difference. You got it, sweetie. You know, some things, our bodies are just too tired. Well, it sounds like you need to be tested. You may have gotten the variant. You were sick for 2 weeks at home, I'm assuming. You stayed away from the old people. So when did you get your second vaccination? Now you've had your second vaccination, haven't you? Or did you get the one and done? They made you work with old people while you were sick and not test you for COVID? Did you lose your sense of taste or smell? Why not? No wonder you're stressed. Do you know that robocalls went out by a couple of conservative media people? 85,000 registered voters who were colored got a robocall trying to tell people not to get vaccinated. They are both possibly going to jail because interfering. Also, they were discouraging black people from voting by mail. So they have interfered federally, so they're guilty of federal crime. So these two famous broadcasters from the right side. Well, those shots you got from the VA has nothing to do with what they are doing now for COVID. What did they give you that made you sick? Because they're all different. There's vaccinations, and then there's things that are not necessarily vaccinations, but treatment of something that can make you very sick. So we definitely want to know what the hell made you sick. Nobody else wants to take it or go through that. But anyway, your card. First time. You are trying to figure things out. You're problem solving, but it might be too much on your own brain by itself. But you're going to come to resolution. You're going to figure out something that has been bothering your brain for a while. As long as you stay resolved to figure it out, you're going to get your answer. Hello, Snowball. Well, the VA is just a series of hospitals with doctors, and not all of them are really competent, which is why we have to be guardians of our own health. I don't know what you were getting the injections for, so I can't speak to that. Yep, you're going to get an answer. I'm going to give you a quick meditation, something that you can do really quickly when you need an answer, when you need to know what's at the crux of a problem. What is the bottom? What is the nut? We are going to do this little artichoke routine, where basically you need to get to the heart of a matter. So you know what an artichoke looks like, right? Artichokes are thistle flowers that are not opened. So at the heart really is the beginning of what's going to become a beautiful, usually bright magenta flower. So when you have the need to get to the bottom of something and you're really not sure what's bugging you or what you need to do to fix something you already know about, close your eyes and imagine a gigantic artichoke sitting in front of you. And you are going to start taking the leaves off. And with every leaf, you get closer to knowing what the answer is. Eventually, you're going to get to the heart of the matter, and you're going to see in the center of this artichoke exactly what it is you need to pay attention to in the now. And if it doesn't work right away, try it again. Try it every day for at least a week until you get your answer, and you will. Your brain, once it understands what you're looking for, will give it to you. You train your brain to work with you. So, you need answers? Try that. Start peeling some artichokes. Sit there with it. Be with it. Artichoke you. That's not nice, Mr. Gary. Obviously you have had a fever. Okay, Snowball. You want a card? You're actually on time. Well, actually you're late. But I'm here. So go ahead. Last call. Oh, I'm making them up now. Alright, you're entitled. That is how comedy is born. So, the show is over. It's time to get out the paints. Well, I had to roll over the place. Actually, I just have to get the cards off the table, put the paints on the table. Now it looks like karaoke there. It's not happening. No, 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 no. I serenaded Rich the other night. Yeah, I've had that happen, Gary. That suggests that maybe you have been you've been infected. Well, put your cold hand on it. Well, that's good. Unless it actually does something weird, a little warm, don't worry about it. If it bothers you, then take an anti-inflammatory. I've had that happen with my pneumonia vaccine. Actually, I actually called my nurse and asked her about it because it's like, I've already been through this, it's like way past this, and now it's suddenly like flared up, it really hurts, it's red, and what am I supposed to do now? And she said, well, you can put some ice on it, you know, but it's really not a big deal. It's like, really? I went through all of that already, and it was fine, and now it's just starting, but that was my pneumonia vaccine a few years ago, so it happens. I do not have full explanations for it. I am not that kind of a person, educated in medical things like that. I can just tell you what my doctor said to me, my nurse said to me, not the doctor. We don't know why, but it happens sometimes. Put an ice pack on it. If it does anything really weird, like get infected, you know, if an alien bursts forth from your bicep, then I would call 911. Anything else? Last call! Come on, it's 3:12. It's 3:12. My tea is mostly gone. My headache is a nut. Okay, so what have we learned from today, boys and girls? Nothing. I don't know. Oh, that sounds good. All right, Orion, thank you. I feel better already. on ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. Okay, push this. Time, ticking, ticking. Well, it said two things. One, talk to God. Our time only moves in some direction. Or, if you don't like that one, oh yeah, you saw your aunt today, didn't you? Yeah. Why are these gift boxes up? Because Meg bought you a renewed subscription. Okay, decide the outcome, Rich. You're the judge. You decide what you're going to eat tonight. You decide what movie you're going to watch. You decide. Is that better? So, y'all thank Meg for your renewed subscription. Right now, subscriptions are on sale. If you want to buy a subscription, renew a subscription, buy someone a gift subscription. Yes. So she bought a whole bunch of gifts for people here. A few people who are not here as well. Oh, you came up too. I think you're now paid for the next month as well. Yeah. Is that why you have an egg next to you? Oh, that's a 1-year badge. All right. Moving toward 2 years. Isn't that weird? Oh my God, how long have we been streaming on Twitch? I hope it helps. It helps me. I need people to subscribe. Subscriptions are paying for my medicine and the internet. Let me look. Can I click on my own name? I think so. Kind of weird. Alright, if I click on my own account, was it created March 10th, 2019. So I've been here since March 10th, 2019. Right after I opened up the account, I ended up in the hospital. And I didn't actually start broadcasting in March. I don't remember what happened after that. Oh, that's when I had pneumonia, I think. I was in the hospital for my birthday. I got out on my birthday when I turned 65. I'm 67 now. Oh, I get a card, huh? All right. I've got a 2-year-old Twitch. Well, at 2 years old, everything twitches. I am very well familiar with that. Okay. Oh, this has popped out. I need to connect with my family. I need a proof typer reader. You do? You do. Maui, thank you for the card. Well, I already know about instant feedback. I may have to choose another deck. Matter of fact, I think I will. I'm gonna go with I Can Do It. Yes, it's a fan. It's a big fan. I forgot to turn off earlier. Sorry. When I was doing the meditation, the light one, that's when I heard it. Oinkness. I'll see it in a little while. Okay, this is from I Can Do It by Louise Hay. I'm looking for the camera. I am in the process of making positive changes in all areas of my life. I have the strength to remain calm in the face of change. So anybody who's having a problem staying calm in the face of change, I recommend you write this down and tell your brain what to do in the face of change, which is to stay calm. See you later, Orion. Isn't it your lunchtime? And so that concludes this afternoon's regular show. I am going to clear the table, le table. Can I have dollars instead of change? No, I'm afraid not. Change comes before dollars. No change, no dollars. Or is it no change, fewer dollars? So, Maui and Baraka, what are you doing this afternoon? Mr. Gary, what are you doing this afternoon? Are you coming back for the art? You will not have to go very far. I have the art like close by, but I do need to get all this stuff out of the way. And I'm watching my, I've got a big cardboard box that for like 10 years held my large keyboard, electric, digital keyboard. And the keyboard is now on a stand so I can play it upstairs, but the box is down here pretending it's a table. And apparently it's got tired of pretending it's a table. And now it's starting to do like this. So I have to be very careful. I don't want to come down one day and find that it went like this and all the cards are in the fold of a giant cardboard box. And I'll have, how many Iron Bear? Is Iron Bear still, how many cards do we have? Oh, eat breakfast, my goodness. You were asleep last night. Night is a good time for sleeping for people in our time zones. Come as you want. Ah, you're a good girl. All right, darlings, I will see you later. I'll be back within the hour or so, I think. I'll find out. Mr. Rich, where are you? I will know soon. I'll be back. You'll get a notice that I'm streaming. It's going to be the art stuff. We have a bunch of things to finish up, and I'll probably start something new as well. Although we are going to have fun with that collage. Iron Bear is gone. Yeah, I want to see where he is. But he's gone. Okay, Iron Bear. He was all pooped from his adventure. I'll see you all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.